My name is Daniel, and this happened last summer. I'm not the type of person who scares easily, but what I experienced in that little beach house will haunt me for the rest of my life. It was supposed to be a quiet, solo getaway. 3 nights by the ocean, just me, the sound of waves and no responsibilities. But instead, I left that place without my belongings, without sleeping for almost 48 hours, and with the unshakable feeling that something followed me home. The first night started perfectly normal. I unpacked my bag, cooked some pasta, and sat out on the porch watching the sun dip into the ocean. The house was old but charming. White paint peeling in places, a creaky front step, the faint smell of salt embedded in the walls. I went to bed around 11 p.m., the window open to let the breeze in. That's when I heard it. Tap, tap, tap. At first, I thought it was just the wind knocking something around outside. But then I realized it was coming from beneath the floorboards. I held my breath. The tapping stopped. I figured maybe it was an animal under the house, so I lay back down. But then it started again. Slow, steady, 3 taps at a time. And this time, it was moving. From directly under my bed toward the hallway. I sat up, my skin crawling. I told myself not to overreact. It's probably nothing. But the sound shifted into a faint scratching, like long fingernails dragging on wood. It lasted almost half an hour before stopping. The next morning, I checked under the bed and outside the house. Nothing. But when I walked back in, there were bare, wet footprints leading from the hallway into the bathroom. I hadn't been in there since last night. The second night, a thunderstorm rolled in. The sound of rain pounding the roof was actually kind of relaxing at first. Around midnight, the lights flickered, then went out. The only light came from lightning flashes through the curtains. I was about to grab my phone flashlight when I heard it. A voice. It was faint at first, almost like it was being carried on the wind. But then it grew clearer. It was a man's voice, whispering my name. Daniel. It was coming from the front door. I froze, listening. Daniel, let me in. My heart was pounding. I had locked the door earlier. There was no way anyone could get in. I stood completely still, hoping it would stop. But then came 3 gentle knocks. I didn't go near the door. After a long silence, I heard slow, wet footsteps moving across the porch. And then nothing. When I finally looked outside in the morning, I saw a trail of footprints in the sand leading from my front steps toward the water. But halfway there, they just stopped. By the 3rd night, I was already on edge. I locked every door and window, kept every light on, and sat in bed with my phone in my hand. Around 2 a.m., I got up to get water. As I passed the bedroom window, I caught sight of my reflection in the glass, but there was someone standing behind me. I whipped around. No one was there. When I looked back at the glass, the figure was still there, tall, thin, with hollow black eyes. It was completely still, its head tilted like it was studying me. I blinked, and suddenly it was closer in the reflection, like it had taken a step forward. I felt warm air on my neck, like someone breathing behind me. But the room was empty. Then in the reflection, letters began to appear on the glass, as if written by an invisible hand. Get out. At that exact moment, the lights flickered and the tapping started again. Only now it was coming from every wall of the house at once. I ran. I didn't grab my shoes, my bag, nothing. I just bolted out the front door, jumped in my car, and drove away. I never went back for my things. I don't know if anyone else has stayed in that beach house since, but I do know one thing. If you hear your name whispered through a locked door, don't wait to find out what's on the other side.